Property prices are going good, but you're not feeling it. But guess what? The Capital Gains Bank of Australia has just cut you a big fat check. Let's talk about it. Stay tuned.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Morning Minutes, episode 418 with myself, Michael Berger, Mark Novak. Capital gains. I think there's a lot of people in the marketplace who are seeing and hearing all the great stories of growth and huge sale prices, but they're not buying anything, Mark. So they're like, "What's it matter? I don't care," sort of thing. But we had a good conversation sort of off air. It's like everyone should care. Like, even if, good morning, Philip, even if you're not buying at the moment, like if you own a property, you're gaining in value. Don't you reckon, Mark? Everyone should be patting themselves on the back.
Yeah, and you know what stemmed from this? I've got this monster of a landlord, and we were talking about arrears on one of his tenants, and the tenants in arrears 10,000, 20,000, 30, 40, 50,000, whatever the number was really fixated on that. And they probably own upwards of a couple dozen properties, and like making himself sick over this one tenant. Maybe there's 30, 40 properties there over one tenant. And I said, "Look, stop it." He goes, "What?" I said, "We're going to get the money." But I said, I'm sorry to tell you, but your solicitor, your bank, your accountant, probably your partner, your kids, no one's going to tell you what I'm just about to tell you. He said, "What?" I said, "Not even your parents that are up there in the big blue sky. No one's going to tell you this." He said, "What?" "You've been working for 50 years in business." Yes. "You have just recorded the most amount of money you've ever made in the last 8 weeks to 12 weeks off the back of your property ownership." So what do you mean? I said, "Well, no one's going to bring you a big fat check. No one's going to pat you on the back and say, 'Mate, 50 years of hard work and owning all these properties and buying this stuff.' No one's going to pat you on the back. You've got to stop. You've got to look around and smell the coffee and pat yourself on the back in this property market, because everyone's doing well, but everyone's worried about this, worried about that. What about this?" Stop, smell the coffee, pat yourself on the back. The Capital Gains Bank of Australia, which I just made up, the Capital Gains Bank of Australia has just cut you a big fat check, and you've done exceptionally well. Well done, Australian property owners.
Yeah, and it's so true. Everyone always focuses on the one thing that's going wrong and doesn't look at the things going well, like in anything in life, but especially in particular property, where if the market, especially in a lot of residential here, has done 10%, Mona Vale's done 30%. So imagine you've got 3 houses in Mona Vale, one's gone bad because the tenant's out of work or for whatever reason, and you're losing sleep over it, but you've just made 600 grand on the other properties, 10-20% such a short period of time. So I think it's a very good very message in life in general. Focus on the good stuff, focus on the stuff you can control. And as you said, like, you've worked for 50 years, you've done the hard yards, buying the property, holding the property. Just yes, pay attention to it, but don't lose sleep on it as well. But we were talking before yesterday, Mark, that people should be looking at potentially, especially in an upwards market, when people think they're not buying or in the market for another property, or wrong way, they should look at getting valuations done on their property to lock in that new value, because then that can create equity.
Absolutely. But just to dumb this down a little bit, guys, just to make it a bit, make it simple to get our heads around it. Your property's worth $500,000. The market has just gone up 10%, for example. they're saying Northern Beaches did, I think, 8.6% in the last 3 months. Just say it's done 10%. You made 50 grand. You've saved 50 grand. You've got 50 grand. Like,
Yeah.
on a property of $1 million, you've made $100,000. It is just, and at what point, guys, and when we work so hard with kids and family and business and COVID and all this shit going on, at what point does someone turn around and pat you on the back and say, well done for buying that, well done for paying that mortgage all those years, and now celebrate? You never do. You just focus on, oh shit, it needs a paint, oh shit, the dishwasher just broke, oh shit, this is gone. You never really focus on that one thing. We've got to do that. We really got to do that. And look, getting valuations, selling the property,
Yeah.
Enjoying the money, or getting a valuation, reinvesting the money, or just plain old patting yourself on the back. I wish people would write themselves a big check, 1 meter long check. Each year, a 1 meter long check saying to yourself, hard work for the year equals this check.
Yeah.
And that's how much your property value went up. And, another example, Michael, is Lisa. We've always had one particular property which Lisa's always deliberated on selling, and it's been a troublesome property because it needed a lift replaced, it needed wind, which cost each owner 10-20 grand. Every couple of years it cost the owners of the building money because it's an older building. Every single time I use that check example with Lisa, she stops, she thinks, she goes, you know what, you're right.
Yeah, it's true. It goes off the back of when we spoke the other day about the cost of selling, holding it, and then just patting yourself on the back with everything. Anything else you want to add on that one? I feel like we covered it.
I feel like we covered it. I feel like we're done. But on the back of what you just said, I actually had this conversation this morning with Lisa over breakfast because, two real estate agents, that's what they talk about. And that actually did come up, what you just brought up. And it was like that particular property that we were talking about the other day on the show that I have owned for 24 years. I could have chewed up the whole value of the property in transacting that sort of value property in and out and in and out and in and out. So I think, guys and girls, I know the property market's tough on prospective purchasers. I know there's pressure on affordability when prices go up, but I also know that the Australian property market has been super kind, and we should all be very thankful for a good, stable property market. In some countries of the world, people are holding on to their bum because what the property's worth 50% less than what they paid for it 5 or 10 years ago. We should be happy.
Yeah, very true. Very true. And that's a wrap. Let me get the video. Cool.
We're going to brick it this morning, Burge.
I have no idea. This looks like a church. I have no idea. I'm in Marsfield. It's only 20 minutes from where I'm at. Marsfield. Kuzman Street.
And it looks like a church.
Looks like a big event centre. I don't even know if I'm in the right place. I'm not good outside of Northern Beaches.
And you're going with a couple of lads?
Yeah.
Treat yourself a little bit. Network a bit.
Yes. So it should be good. Alrighty.
Enjoy.
Alrighty. Cheers, guys. Thanks, everyone. Back tomorrow.
See you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.